Alright. Let's do the math star in the course 118, 070620, 87 to 118. Okay. So now, how do we do this? Let's do this right here. Alright. So we're going to add these two numbers together. Since the numbers on the bottom are the same, 7 plus y, put it in one big fraction. So 2 plus this one, 2 plus y plus this, so we have y plus 10. In the bottom we still have 7 plus y. That's it, we're done. Alright, this one. Cross multiply these numbers. So we're going to have 7 times that, 2 times that. So that's 7w, 35, 2w. Add 35 by 35, so the 7w equals 2w plus this, minus 2w, minus 2w. 5w is 35, divided by 5, so w will be what? 7. Find equation of line passing to the given points. Use function notation to write the equation. Alright, so 2-point formula. y1, x1, y1, x2, y2. There they are. So now we're going to set this up and we're going to write this in function notation. There's a note right there. Make sure we do that. Okay, so now let's go from there. Put the numbers in. 18 minus 23, 4 minus 5, and negative 18. And this will be negative 4. That's going to be negative 5 over negative 1. Negative by negative is positive 5. 5 times that is that. 5 times that is that. Add 18, add 18. So that means y equals 5x minus 2. But they want us to use function notation. So that means f of x equals 5x minus 2. Same thing but function notation. Okay, remember at the beginning, I said to do that. What is it? Use function notation. Alright, next one. Write the equation line using function notation. Again, function notation. Let's mark that again so we won't mess it up. Okay, we got it. So now, slope point, put the numbers in there. That minus is plus. 0 times this. Negative is plus. So 0 times this is still 0. Minus 2, so y equals negative 2. Or f of x equals negative 2. Again, for this one, what's the domain going to be? Negative infinity to infinity. And the range is just going to be what? Negative 2. That's it. Infinity to infinity. And the range is going to be what? Just negative 2. Alright. A company has learned that by pricing a newly released toy at $5, sales will be $1,500 every day. Raising the price to $7 will cause it to go to $1,000 a day. Assume that the ratio of change in price to change in daily sales is constant, and let x be the price of the toy and y by the number of sales. Find the equation line that goes through 2 points. Let's start with 5 and 1,500 and 7 and 1,000. So 2 points. Put it in the formula. 1,500 minus that. 5 minus 7. 500 for this. Negative 250. And then x minus 5. Bring this 1,500. So now this times this and this times this. Next page. Right there. So we have minus 1,500 equals negative 250x plus that. So now add 1,500, add 1,500. These are gone. So we have y equals negative 250x plus 2750. So now that's the formula. Now the second part, that was part 1, part 2 now. Now it says use the equation to predict the daily sales of the toy if the price is $650. Alright, so if you put $650 back in here, $650 times this is this number. So we're going to get $11.25. So at $650 you're going to say $11.25 every day. Or the point is 6.50, you get $11.25. Y varies directly as x. Find the constant variation and the direct variation equation for this situation. So y is 10 when x is 70. So y equals kx. There's a formula. Y varies directly as x right there. Put the numbers in. So now we have 10 equals 70k. Divide by 70, divide by 70. So k equals this, or 10 times 1, 10 times that. These 10's cancel. 1 over 7 is k. So now we know that the formula is y equals kx, but y equals what? 1 over 7x. So there's a constant and there's a formula. Y varies directly as x. Find the absolute value. The absolute value 2x minus 3 equals 9. This absolute value is this. It's negative or positive. So it's equal to negative 9 or positive 9. Add 3, add 3. 2x is negative 6 divided by 2 divided by 2 is x is negative 3. Or is equal to positive 9. And add 3, so 12 divided by 2 divided by 2, so negative 3 and 6. Absolute value of x minus 7 is less than 5. Alright, so if it's less than, means it's between negative a and positive a. There it is. So negative 5 less than x minus 7 less than 5. Add 5, add 7, 7, 7. So this is going to be 2 less than x less than 12. So there's the answer. Or between 2 and 12. Or between 2 and 12. Solve the inequality greater than or equal to 20. So if it's greater than, it's going to be less than negative a or bigger than positive a. So less than negative 20 or greater than positive 20. So minus a minus 7, so x is less than negative 27. Or minus a minus 7, x is greater than 13. So less than negative 27 or greater than or equal to 13. So it's from negative 27 this way and from 13 that way. Or negative infinity to negative 27 included in it, union from 13 to positive infinity. Alright, let's graph this inequality. X plus y is bigger than or equal to 5, so let's solve for y first. Let's go minus x, y is bigger than or equal to 5 minus x, y is bigger than or equal to negative x plus 5. So now, put some numbers in here for 0. 0 in there, 0 plus 5 is 5, so 0, 5 got point. Put 5 in there. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0, so we have the point 0, 5, and we have 5 and 0. There's a line right there. Now, how do I know this one? What you do is take a point from here, down right there. See that 4, 4, 4 and up 4. Okay. Try this number back in here. See if it works in there. The original problem, that one. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 is bigger than or equal to 5. Yes. So that means the points are in here. All these numbers. So greater than or equal to 5 is all of these numbers here, including these numbers along the line, because this is greater than or equal to. Graph this one. Alright, solve for x again. Minus x divided by 3 divided by 3 by 3. So y is equal to negative 2. That, rewrite it. So there's the one we're going to use. Let's put some numbers in here. 0. 0 times that is 0 minus 2, negative 2. Done. Put a 3 in there. So 3 and 3 divides 3 is gone. So you have negative 1 and negative 2 and negative 3. So we have numbers 0, negative 2. And we have 3 and negative 3 right there. And we have a line right there. Now, next question is it this one or this one? Let's try a number. 2 and negative 4 is right here. It's in that block somewhere. Put this number back in the original. So 2 plus 3 times negative 4. 2 times that's 2. And that's negative 12. That's negative 10. Is negative 10 less than or equal to negative 6? The answer is yes. So all the numbers are going to be going, including the line. That's all the numbers going this way. Identify the domain and range. Okay, let's do that. Here's a problem. The domain of a square root function is x plus b, set that bigger than or equal to 0. So set this bigger than or equal to 0. Plus 11 plus 11, so x is greater than or equal to 11 is the domain, or from 11 to infinity, that's the domain right there. Now I'll try some numbers here. 11, put 11 in there. 11 minus 11 is 0, square root of 0 is 0, done. 12, 12 minus 11 is 1, square root of 1 is 1. 20, 20 minus 11 is 9, square root of 9 is 3. 27 minus that, 16 is 4. So we have points, or pairs of points. Now, we know domain is negative 11 to infinity, but now let's put the numbers here. 11 is 0, 12 and 1, 20 and 3, and 27 and up 4 places. So look at the domain. Domain goes this way. 11 that way, 11 to infinity, or bigger than or equal to 11. And the range starts right here from 0, 0 up, from 0 up. So domain is right there, this way, 11 to infinity. And the range starts from the what, 0, bottom, to infinity. And it keeps going. Use radical notation to write the expression as profit as possible. Let's see. Alright. So 81, let's do that first. Prime numbers, 3 divided, 3 divided, 3 divided. So 81 is 3, 3, 3, 3, or 81 is 3 to the power of 4. So put it back in here. 81 is 3 to the 4, the half. 1/2 times this, 1/2 times that. So 1/2 times this is 4 over 1 times 1 over 2. 8 over 1 times 1 over 2. This is going to be 4 over 2, 8 over 2. And that's going to be 2. 3 to the 2, x to the 4. 3 to the 2 means 3 times 3, x4. And 3 times 3 is 9, and x4 is just x4. Use random notation to rewrite the expression, simplify as possible. Let's do the prime numbers first. 2 divides that, 2 divides that, 2 divides that. So 32 is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, or 2 to the 5 power. So we put it in, replace it, rewrite it. 2 to the 5 power goes in there for 32. So 5 over 1 times this number, multiply this powers. 3 times 9 is 15, 5. Divide those numbers is 3. 2 to the 3 power is what? 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 is 8. Square root of 20. Let's do the prime numbers again. 2 divides it, 2 divides it, 5. So 20 is 2 times 2 times 5, or 20 is 4 times 5. So instead of 20, we're going to put 4 times 5. Square root of 4, square root of 5. Square root of 4 is 2, so we have 2 square root of 5, the answer. Simplify assuming the variables represent non-negative real numbers. So square root of this, so we're going to have to change this. 4 is 2 times 2. 2 squared is there, A4. And B7 is making it to B6 and B1. So now, divide the 2 power. 2 goes into 2, 2 goes into 4, 2 goes into 6. And this one stays inside. 2 divides 2 once, 2 divides that twice, 2 divides that 3 times. 2 to the 1 is just 2, so 2 a second, B3, and then square root of B, we don't need the 1 power. So this one, solve this. Square both sides. This is going to be x minus 17 equals this. Add 17, so 53. Check this. Put it back in here. 53 minus 17 is 36. Square root of 36 is 6. Is that a match? Yes, it's good. Another one. Square both sides first. This is just going to be 3 minus x. Square root is gone. For this, x times x squared minus 1x plus 1. Bring all this stuff over. X squared minus 2x plus 1 minus 3 plus x. So x squared minus x minus 2. So we have 2, 1. So plus, so that times that is -2, and -2 and that's going to be that. So x plus 1 is 0, x minus 2 equals 0. So minus 1 minus 1, x equals -1, and add 2 is x equals 2. Try -1, see if it works. 3 minus 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4, square root of 4 is 2. And -1, that's going to be -2. So 2 and -2, no bad. That doesn't work. 2. 3 minus 2 is going to be 1, square root of 1 is 1. It's going to be 1. Does that work? Yes. So 2 works. Extraneous solution. This is a good solution. Use the square root property to do this one. So take the square root of both sides. So this is going to be x plus 5 equals, square root of this is going to be plus or minus 2. Square root property right here. So now, make sure that we understand that using the square root property. Okay. And we have x plus 5 is -2, or x plus 5 is plus 2. So minus over minus 5, so x is -7. Or over here we're going to get x equals -3. So now check the numbers. Put it back in there. -7 plus 5 is -2 squared. -2 is 4. 4 is 4. Yes. This one. Put a -3 in there. Does that work? Let's see. -3 plus 5 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 equals 4. Yes. So we have -7 and -3. They both work. Solve the equation by completing the square. So we're going to add to both sides of this half this number squared. Okay, this is the trick part right here. We're going to add to this side and to this side. We're adding half the number 16 squared. Now this is going to become 8 squared and 8 squared. And 8 squared and 8 squared is going to be what? 64. Okay, y'all see that right there? So now we can put this together. This and this is 36 equals this. So now factor this, x plus 8, x plus 8. So now we have 36, x plus 8 squared equals 36. Take the square root again, square root method again. Square root of this, square root of this. So x plus 8 equals plus or minus 6. X plus 8 equals -6 plus 8 plus 6. So x plus 8 minus 8, so minus 14. That's one answer. And over here we're going to have -8 minus 8, so a -2. So we have -14 and -2. So right here, the hard part is add to both sides. You gotta add to both sides, this side, and then complete the square. They're done, and you just get these numbers right here at the end, right there. Finish it off. Okay, and then right here, and then we factor that out. Okay, I guess you can just, let's do it this way. So on the left side you have this, on the right side you have that. So just some factors, and we're done. Use the quadratic formula to solve this, okay? So 1, 1, minus 1, ABC, quadratic formula, put the numbers in there. So negative 1 times 1 is 1, and that times that is 4, 4 and 1 is 5. Negative 1 plus or minus square root of 5, so we have negative 1 minus square root of 5 over 2, or negative 1 minus, so minus 5 over 2, or plus 5 square, negative 1 plus 5 square root of 5 over 2. So negative 1 minus square root of 5 over 2, negative 1 plus square root of 5 over 2. That's it. Nothing else you can do with that. This one. You can put these numbers in here. We're going to get points. And then we can graph this point here. Again, try numbers like negative 3 in there. Negative 3 in that's going to be negative 1. Negative 1, negative 1 is 1. That's going to be 1 times that, negative 3. That's going to be negative 2. Put negative 2 in there. It's going to be 0. 0 times that is 0. Plus 1 is 1. Put another number in there, negative 1. Negative 1 and that's going to give you 1 times 1 is 1. Negative 3 and that's going to be negative 2. And put a 0 in there. You're going to get 0 and that is 2. 2 times 2 times that is negative 12 plus 1 is negative 11. So you get all these points. Put them in there. Connect the dots. So we're going to have vertex right there. We're going to have y-intercept right here. Axis of symmetry is going to be negative 2 right there. Or can we just put it in the calculator? I think so. Let's just do that. Okay. And what is this? Let's just try it. See how it works. Alright. So we have negative 3 parentheses x plus 2 squared plus 1. Hit graph. There it goes. Okay. So like there. So and you can do trace to find other points in there. Alright, now back to this problem. Domain is negative infinity to infinity. Vertex is right there, negative 2 and up, positive 1. It's a max. Okay. It's named domain. And range, it goes from a negative 2 to 1. So from negative infinity, it goes to 1. From negative infinity, it goes to 1. That's the max right there. Okay. And the axis of symmetry is negative 2, domain, and the range right there. So now, this one. Same thing. You can put numbers in there, put negative 2 in there. That's going to be negative 2 is going to be negative 4. 4 times 4, negative 4 is 16. 16 over 4 is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Put a negative 2 in there. 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 times that 0 minus 4, negative 4. Put a 6 in there. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 times 4 is that. 16 over 4 is 4 minus 4 is 0. So we add some points and connect the dots. So we have points right there, and you can do the axis symmetry is at 2 and negative 4 to vertex. Or put in a calculator. Sure, let's do that instead. Okay, so let's put it in here. 1/4. 1 divided by 4 parentheses x minus 2 squared, big minus sign 4. Is that it? I think so. Let's hit graph, see what it does. There it goes. Over here somewhere. You can do trace, as said. Get some points like 0, negative 3 is a spot. Go to the left to negative 2, 0. Go to the right. Get your vertex right there. At 2, negative 4. Keep going till you get to the other point here. Maybe at close to 6 and 0. Yep. Alright. So now, domain, anything you want it to be. Negative infinity to infinity. Range, from the bottom is at 2, negative 4. And it goes up. So the range is going to be from negative 4 where? to infinity, or f of x is bigger than or equal to negative 4. Domain, and then the range, and it opens up. And the axis symmetry right there, it's going to be where? At 2. This one, original graph, there it is, f of x. But now, the new one says f of x plus 2 minus 3. So this x plus 2 shift to the left, negative 2, and this will shift it down. So this original graph right here is going to go where? To the left, 2 spaces, and then down 3 spaces. This way and this way. So the new points, old points, the new point, this number is going to be now this. That one's going to be there. All these numbers will be switched that way and that way. The old one and the new one. And then the shift right here. Shift and the shift. Left and the opposite of that. Just use the graphing calculator. Let's just do that right now. Don't even mess with it. Clear. Let's do it. X squared plus 2x. X squared plus 2x minus 3. Hit graph. There it goes. That's it. We got it. So from there you can do trace, get some points in there. Okay. So we have domain, we have range, and you have the vertex. The vertex is way down here somewhere. Right there. At negative 1, negative 4. So we have domain, negative infinity, range. The lowest point, it goes negative 4, so it goes from negative 4 to infinity, or bigger than or equal to negative 4, or f of x is bigger than negative 4. Okay, and negative 3, 0, 1, 0, x-intercepts, y-intercept 0, minus 3, and vertex is right there. The x-intercept, x-intercept, y-intercept, vertex. Axis symmetry is right there, right in the middle. Axis symmetry is x is what? Negative 1, right there. Same thing. Let's put it in the machine. Don't even mess with it. Let's get it in the calculator. Negative x squared. Negative x squared. Negative 2x plus 3. Hit graph. There it is right there. Goes right there. So do a trace if you want. And get some other points in there. 0 and 3. Keep going. You're going to have negative 1 and 4, yep, keep going. You're going to get some other points over here on the left. Other points over here on the right. That's enough. That's fine. So now, domain, negative infinity, range. From negative infinity all the way to 4, it stops. So the range is from negative infinity to 4. And less than or equal to 4. Or f of x is less than 4. Axis symmetry is right there at negative 1. So, max, vertex is the max, and again, the domain is negative infinity, range is from negative infinity to 4, or less than or equal to, y is less than or equal to 4, or f of x is less than or equal to 4. Okay? Same thing, put it in the calculator, let's not even mess with it. Okay, so we have negative 6x squared minus 12x, hit graph, and there it goes. And domain, same thing, we don't need it. So there's the problem, there's our answer. Can we do trace? Of course. So you got 0, 0 is a number, keep going to the left, you'll get other numbers in there, like negative 1 and 6, keep going to the left, you'll get like negative 2 and 0 is another one. Pretty close in there somewhere. Okay, so now domain infinity, range goes from here, stops there to 6. So infinity, axis symmetry is x equals negative 1, and the range is from negative infinity to 6, stops right there, or less than or equal to 6 this way. Or f of x is less than 6 this way. So less than, or it goes from negative infinity to 6, stops right there for the range. Okay, baseball is projected upward. So it's going from here like that. So now what happens when you throw it? It goes up, it comes back down, there's a max right there somewhere. So let's go. So the max of this is going to be the vertex. So vertex is going to be negative b over 2a. So we're going to put the numbers in there, a, b, c. So negative 64 over 32, that's going to be 2. F of 2 is 2 times 2, and that's 64 negative, 128. 64, and so 2, you get 64. So the max of this is going to be at 1, 2 seconds, or whatever. There's a max, this number right here. Usually wet spraying has caused the size of mosquitoes or lice or whatever to get bigger in your city. 6% every, and if it's 220 or started, so what happens from May 7th to May 22nd? So from May 2nd, from this date to this date, what's going to happen? So let's subtract those numbers. So we have 22 minus 7 is 15, so put a 15 in there. Put a power of 15, this number to the power of 15, and I guess just do it in the calculator. Let's just do that. Okay. Okay, let's put it in here. So we're going to have 220,000, 22000. Is that right? 220,000. Okay. Parentheses 1.06 to the power of 15. So now hit enter. We ended up with 527,242,8025. Yep, there it is. Or we can round it to 527,000. Okay. Yep, that's it. Find the amount Erica owes at the end of 3 years if $5,100 is loaned to her at the rate of 8% compounded monthly. Formula, numbers we're going to put in there. Put the numbers in there. So now we have this formula, 12 times that's 36. This number to 36. Let's do that on the calculator, of course. Clear. 5100 parentheses 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 to the power of 36. Okay, so now is that right? 6478.208963. Yep. Or round it to 2008. See the 8 right there? Make it a 21. So 6,478.21. We're done. So suppose the numbers are -1. So put a -1 there. -8 is positive. It's 11. Done. Put a 0 in there. This to 0, 0. Anything to 0 is 1. 1. Put a 1 in there. To -1. -1 power, we can bring it to the bottom. X to the 1 over 11 to the 1, which is 1 over 11. Done. -2. 1 over 11, 11. 1 over 21. 1 over 121. So we have -1, 11. 0 of 1. Right there. There's the y-intercept. Right there. That spot. And we have 1 and 1/11. And we have 1 and a 1 over 21. So it goes this way. Okay. Horizontal means it's never going to get to 0. At 0, that's a horizontal asymptote. And the graph is going from -50 to infinity. And the range is going to be what? Bigger than, not including 0, but 0 that way. From bottom. Okay, think of this. This is the bottom of the graph. And this is the top of the graph. This is the left. And this is the right of the graph. Left and right, bottom and top. Okay. Can you put it in the calculator? Sure, let's do that. This is 11 to the negative x power. 11 power of negative x. I guess that's good enough. Let's see what it does. There it goes. So it goes here, it goes that way. Kind of goes like this. Okay, you can do trace if you want to. 0, 1, so on, keep going, or go left. All right. Write the first 5 terms of each sequence, whose general term is this. All right. So A of n is this. So A 1, 5 times 1 is 5, and 2, 7. 5 times 2 is 10, and that is 12. 5 times 3 is 15, and 2 is 17. And 5 times 4 is 20, and 2, 22. 5 times 5 is 25, and 2 is 27. So 7, 12, 17, 22, 27 are the numbers for that. And then that's the end of that.